Hi, this is Mrs. Neiger again with more of this week's Spanish lesson. This is part 2 of the lesson about past tense verbs. Past tense verbs are something we've already started talking about, so some of this will sound familiar. In Spanish, there are two really useful kinds of past tense verbs. Preterite is a basic past tense. It's just used to talk about a thing that already happened. It's a completed event. Even it could be a list of completed events. Imperfect is used to talk about ongoing things in the past. What used to happen, what was happening for a while, what was in the process of happening. This lesson, part 2, is going to cover combinations of past tense verbs, useful phrases for these tenses, and some of the irregular verbs in the past tense. A lot of times you'll have ongoing past tense events happening, and then you'll describe something else that also happens. Here are some examples. Cuando yo era un bebé, aprendí a caminar. Now that means when I was a baby, I learned to walk. The part that says when I was a baby, that's in the imperfect tense. That was an ongoing period of time when I was a baby. I learned to walk. That was more of a smaller, contained event. I learned to walk. I learned it. So that's sort of a, completed event. The learning, you finished learning to walk. A couple more. These are color coded. The purple is imperfect and the green is preterite. So the ongoing events. Cuando yo estaba en España, that was an ongoing period of time. Compré esto, I bought this. That was a more completed event. So you'll see how these go together using imperfect tense verbs for the setting of the stage, if you will, and then the preterite for the completed event that we're talking about. So mientras él jugaba a la pelota, ella caminó a casa. While he played ball, she walked home. He was playing ball, she walked, and she got there, and she walked home. Cuando yo tenía 16 años, empecé a manejar. When I was 16 years old, I started driving. Here's a list of helpful words and phrases that sort of trigger the use of one or the other of the past tenses. On the left, you've got the words that go with settings for the preterite. You can see some of these are set up to describe one-time events, certain things that happened at certain times. I'm just going to read the Spanish part, but you'll see that next to each Spanish phrase, there's the English translation. We have el otro día, entonces, una vez, esta mañana, ayer por la tarde, anoche, hace 5 años, el mes pasado. Those are time frames that we're just setting up for completed events that we would use with preterite. In imperfect, we have words like generalmente, a veces, siempre, todo el tiempo. Wow, I just switched those, so that's kind of fun. It should say, Spanish on one side, English on the other. Anyway, that's fun. Casi nunca means almost never. Todos los días, every day. Many times is muchas veces, and while is mientras. This page is about some really useful words that happen to be very irregular. Lots of times irregular verbs just have a letter or two that are weird, but these words are so weird but so useful, I'm just giving each word its own chart. One thing about these charts, though, these are not charts of endings. These are charts of whole words. We don't usually do that, but these ones are just, they just kind of need each their own chart. So I just want to be clear on that. So you'll see the words at the top of the chart. We have estar at the top left and ser top middle. Those both mean to be, but in the past they mean was or were. We next have ir on the top right. It means to go, but in past tense it's went. Dar in past tense would be gave. Ver is to see. Saber is to know. So what would happen is you would take each whole word that you need. For example, if you need to say, I went, you take the ir chart where it says fui in the green column. That means I went. We'll talk more about these later on. So just by way of review, preterite and imperfect are used to talk about things that have happened in the past. Preterite talks about things that were completed in the past. Imperfect talks about ongoing things in the past. If you want to get more info on this topic, SpanishDict.com has a ton of great info. There's a link at the bottom of this page and also at the bottom of your printable that explains so much stuff. Honestly, there's probably a little more than you need there, but that's a great resource if you'd like to check it out.